Can you grow oranges in Texas? Well, let's take a look and find out. Even in containers. Check it out. Well, let me show you my Satsuma orange tree. This is got some beautiful oranges on it. This is a bumper Satsuma, which I believe means it makes even bigger oranges or bigger crops, not sure. Before we look at the oranges, I have got some suckers that are coming out. And yes, I let the pot get away with me here. This is in a wicking tub. We had our first freeze this morning. We've had a couple of very light frosts, but it got down to 31 this morning. So we had a little freeze this morning. But the graph stops right there where the marker is there, right around there. And I have got some kind of growth coming out of that rootstock that has some wicked thorns on it. I don't know what they use for a rootstock on this, but good gosh, those thorns are 1.25 inches long. That one right there is more than that. It's 1.5 inches. So I'll nip those off for sure. I've tried to pull them off before I realized how thorny they were, and I let these go too far. I should have snipped them off a long time ago. But anyway, just wanted to show you that I don't know what they're using, but whatever it is a thorned tree, locust or something. I don't know, man. But back to the fruit here. Now this is in a wicking tub. I'm thinking this is its last season, last winter, whatever, in a wicking tub. I'm going to be putting this in the ground. Now, had it been in the ground last year, I'd have lost it because of the big freeze we had in February. I don't think there's any way I could have kept it alive in the ground. I couldn't have wrapped it enough. I don't think there's any way I could have kept it alive had it been in the ground during the Texas freeze. So I'm taking a gamble with it in the ground. Last year when the freeze came, I put it in the barn. So that's the only reason that dude is still alive right now, is because it was in a container, and because it's in a container, it is mobile, and I could and did put it in the barn when that cold weather came. Ed Donnelly at Bob Wells Nursery told me that it can't stay in a pot, that it really needs to grow. It needs to be in the ground. And I'm sure this pot, I don't know. I thought it'd be extremely root bound, but got a lot of crap in it. And it's got a lot of roots, but I don't feel it being just full of roots like my blackberry pots are. But I'm gonna put it in the ground, and again, that may or may not be great for it. The reason I think it's probably not doing as well in the pot as it did last year, the reason I think it needs to move up and go into the ground, is because last year I had about 12 oranges on here. I had about a dozen, and they weren't quite this big, but I had about a dozen oranges on this dude, and they just really look nice. So this year I've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And but they are, I might have to get my little shears to take those off. They are beautiful. That is just a beautiful kind of flat, I guess that's what they're supposed to look like, a Satsuma orange from a bumper Satsuma tree. And man, that's just some beautiful oranges. Again, a little bigger than last year's, but not near as many as last year. So I'm going to put it into the ground, probably up where the blackberries used to be. I'll take you up there, but I don't know whether you can see that with the sun in your face. I've got 6 fig trees up there right now and a place or 2 for something else. So this is gonna be one of the something else's. Let people drive by and see oranges and just marvel at my farm because it's pretty close to the road. But hopefully if I put this in the ground in the next month or 2, and it is time to put stuff in the ground, even though this is not dormant, I mean, it's still got leaves on it, still got fruit on it. I'm assuming the leaves, I just don't remember last year if the leaves fall off or not. I think they do, but I'm really not, I just don't remember. So anyway, I'm gonna put this in the ground, and that'll be the end of this, of its journey in a pot, in the wicking pot, in the wicking tub, because I just feel like it's going to get a lot bigger. I think these trees get big. I'll research that and show you. But I think these trees get pretty doggone big, and should give me a lot more oranges. And they really taste good. I hadn't tasted one this year, but the last year the oranges really were good. This one's not quite. This is probably the largest one. This one's close. That one is, I don't know, that one's about as large as this one. But only 4 oranges this year, and I just have a feeling it's because it's perhaps stunted just a little bit in this pot. Again, I kept it inside during the freeze, so if I hadn't have, then I'd have said, well, the cold weather burned it last year or something like it did my blackberries. But it didn't. It couldn't have, because it was in the barn. Now, it got down to 30 in the barn, or thereabouts. It got down pretty doggone cold in the barn, but it didn't get down to 0 like it was outside. So anyway, that's the look at the bumper Satsuma orange. This came from Bob Wells Nursery, and but he's just got some beautiful stock. I know he was hurt in the freeze too, so I don't really know what he has available. Most nurseries around here were out of everything last year because they just got bit. My calf, I just let him out here to get some of this nice green. But anyway, I just wanted to look at the oranges. Oranges in East Texas. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Me likey. I just wish there were more of them. If I put it in the ground, I'm taking the risk of a cold weather. These are hardy to, they say 15 degrees, 15 to 20 degrees, something like that. But, you know, you just don't never know. So I'm taking a chance that we're going to get that cold this winter, and I'll, you know, if we do, if I see it coming, I'll try to cover it and see if I can save it, and we'll just have to see. But if not, then hopefully it will grow. The upside will be the fact that I get a larger tree, more fruit, more oranges. I do love oranges, so that's just, you know, in the middle of the winter time, this is mid-December, to go out and pick an orange in Texas, you know, in East Texas, not South Texas, it's pretty cool, dadgummit. I don't care what you say, where you from, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna snip these little barbs off, whatever the heck that is, throw them in the burn pile. And this is the second year they came up, so they'll come up again, or come out again. But let me get these oranges off here, and this one, when I pulled it, I got some skin, so I'll use the clippers on it. Need 2 hands for that right now, and I don't have my tripod, so anyway, here we go. Oranges in Texas. That's what I say. All right, we're going.